Welcome to Froggy Friday. For those of you who don't know, my name is Barb Samuel, and I am co-spiritual leader along with my sister in arms, who's in Kenya with you right now, Reverend Gwen Smith. Yay! And life is unfolding and good things are happening. Today we have a beautiful morning, evening planned for you, but let's start off as we do all things, and let's open up with a spiritual mind treatment. Wilkester, will you open us up? Who has stepped in on behalf of Christine. We are so grateful. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, Bob. So I invite everyone to join me. I say no. The truth and the truth for everyone. Knowing that I am a conscious expression of the one power. The universal spirit that lives within, around, and through all things. I believe in the infinite wisdom of the universe that flows through me, by means of me, and as me. I rest in this truth and assurance that the power of God works within all of us. In this consciousness of unity, I know there's no room for anything unlike the full expression of love, peace, and knowingness. I allow not the slightest hint of any negative thoughts or feelings into our consciousness. Our lives are full in harmony, loving, and are in effective expressing thoughts. I joyously give my gratitude for this hour. As we stretch our spiritual muscles to embody more of unlimited potential, bringing expanded possibilities into manifestations. I give gratitude for the internet, for the willingness of everyone to join us on this beautiful day, the Froggy Friday. I accept the best for myself and for everyone in this day and this hour. I release this truth and allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And Wilkester, along with other practitioners, will be available at the end of our hour that she was treating about for our spiritual one-on-one mind treatments. You can go into a private room and we'll discuss that and remind you at the end. So we have a beautiful, beautiful morning planned with you today. And I would invite Paul to set that feeling as we move into a beautiful sacred moment of meditation.
Okay. Thank you, Reverend Barbara. Please, wherever you are, just make yourself comfortable. Just sit comfortably, have your feet on the ground. And make a conscious effort to relax. We're going to spend the next 5 minutes meditating on this quality of God that is freely and abundantly given to us. This quality of peace and calmness. Take time to be aware of this peace within yourself and without yourself. It is there. We do not create it, we just experience it. So let's give ourselves the next 10 minutes doing nothing but being still and knowing that peace is our birthright and it's there for us to experience. Relax and enjoy this moment. I'll take care of the time. Just be still and know this truth. As we prepare to end this meditation, let's be aware that we are because God is. As we bring awareness back into the service, let us appreciate that God is a never-ending constant, is always the same. And the most we can do is to enjoy and to experience it, to experience these qualities of God. So gently bring your consciousness back into the room. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and move on. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. Whoo, just take a breath. As we become alive with that energy and the spirit of God, we move into that place of sharing our voices together and our community as one. I'm going to share our screen. Reverend Gwen, are you going to be able to sing today from where you are too? Tell me yes. All right. All right, you guys, you know I love to see those spirit fingers. Let's sing. Let's take off. I could hear you completely, Gwen, and so could all of us. Just because you cover your mouth doesn't mean the microphone doesn't pick you up. Let's sing. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Go ahead, sister.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are one another, born to love each other.
Love each other. When it's all said and done.
Take it away, Duke. Go. We are one,
One,
one strong
one
heartbeat,
strong
just one
just
spirit
one spirit shining
bright
bright
within
in
us
us
all.
all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it is all said and done, we are one.
When it's
It's
all
all
said and
Said
done,
and
we are one.
done.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Michelle, I read you loud and clear. Jump in if I forget. Okay, Duke, we are planning a choir for our 2024 conference, and you are bringing in that baritone, baby. Oh yeah.
that's James. That's James.
James.
Baritone.
James, was it James?
That doesn't do.
Oh, okay. No, Michelle's like, no Duke singing, no Duke singing.
No, Duke sing. Just no Paul. No Paul, but that was
Listen,
James.
when we sing together in community as one voice, as one heart, it's such a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful, James. I love it. I love it. Okay,
And
everyone.
we have a beautiful, we should have played that tonight. We had the kids from Britain School sing, Wilkester, was it grade 4? No, 6, grade 6. And 7 and 8. Oh, they were fantastic. And they sang a song that was created just for the Vista conference in February. And so I sent the video off, and the beautiful little voices, loud and clear, are going to be representing CSL Kenya at the Vista conference in February for all of CSL.
So Gwen, send that to me, because I have connection with Kelowna this weekend. And I'd like to, I won't use that specifically, but send me some stuff, because we're just tagging that. But let's get on with our morning. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, this is good news. So Agnes, I was on Facebook today, the #1 informative platform in the entire world. If you want to know anything about anything, you sign on Facebook, right? And you wrote something, you tagged something that said, when you learn how to create your own reality, you lose the need for protection. And that triggered me this morning to write down and share with what I'm going to share with you today. And I want you to know today that your soul knows exactly what it's doing to create a life that it's longing for. It's just our humanness that seems to get in the way sometimes. So good morning, good evening, everybody. And in our time together, I want to talk about the power of intent. And I want to give you practical exercise that you can take away after to start creating in our time together, okay? So how many of us, by show of hands or spirit fingers, have dreams or goals? Only me? Oh, okay. Okay. So there's a couple of you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have a little exercise. Oh, Patrick, your hand is up. Do you want to talk?
No,
Patrick?
you just asked who has dreams, and so I have. So I raised my hand.
So you were giving me my hallelujah. Thank you, my friend. You're keeping me on my toes, baby. I'm going to have a little exercise that's going to help you stay in that right frame of mind and that space for manifesting your goals, even without having to stay positive all the time. I refer to this as my impression. Now, impression is basically the act of molding our metaphysical dimensions behind every reality of our intent. So what that means is using the power of our minds to create the life that we want to live. And we do that in every class and everything we do here. So the process that I'll share, it's pretty straightforward. It's a 3-step process, and I'm going to outline those steps. But first, by way of a little background. When you impress your intent, you deliberately are creating a gap, a space between what you want and what your current reality is. So you're creating a space for that space to be filled. So I want to share a story with you. 20 years ago, I came from a place called Kelowna, which is in a province in Canada called Alberta. And some of you know this story. I know, Gwen, you know this story. And I came to where I live now, Kelowna, where Gwen and I are from. And I didn't know one single person, not one single person. I was a single mom. I came with 2 kids, 2 cats and a dog. Yes, Michelle, I have cats. I had cats. But let's go back to that gap between what you want your reality to be and what is currently happening in your reality. And how do we fill that gap with what we want? I was not happy, friends. I was in an unhealthy marriage. I was physically not healthy. I had just finished chemotherapy and radiation, and I had just finished my my last surgery for throat and lung cancer, which, by the way, is the reason why I sing. I made a pact with my God self that once I was done all of these treatments and radiation and chemotherapy, that I would create a safe place for people to express themselves safely. And guess what? You might be part of that space that was created. There's never a gap for long. And if you've ever taken a class with CSL Kenya, you know that there's never a space where God is not. God is also that gap. Ernest Holmes says, when we learn to trust the universe, we will be happy, prosperous, and well. When you impress your intent, you deliberately create a gap between what you want and what your reality is, and life will always find a way to close that gap that you've created by seeking out the path of least resistance. Here's it does that. If you match your intent with your intentions of others, this is our spiritual community I'm talking about right now. If you match your intent with your intentions of others, somehow it aligns. That's our spiritual community. When I made this trek to move with my kids from one province to another 20 years ago, I knew that there was a center for spiritual living in Kelowna. I had already been taking classes, some of you know this, via mail with Reverend Connie, and I longed for even more. So I moved from a city, from province to province, 1,000 kilometers away, where I spent my entire life, to move to a place where I didn't know one single person. But I set an intention, and that intention was matched with the intentions of others that somehow aligned with it. It's not magic. I set an intention, and that alignment for me is what I call this teaching of science of mind, this philosophy that helps you fulfill this intention and helps you be part of what others are creating as their intention. In fact, your desires may be seated in the awareness of others. Gwen and I in partnership, CSL Kenya in partnership with other people in the world. When I left and I was praying to come to Kelowna, I was longing for a spiritual community. I was longing for that connection. I was longing for that deeper sense of beingness. Do you know what I mean? It's sometimes hard to articulate. But once I arrived here, I realized that they had been praying for my arrival as well. As much as I was longing for them, they were longing for me. So the result was you find yourself experiencing your inspirations, your ideas, your hunches, and we must act on them. That idea to move to Kelowna happened to me when Lamech, as you guys were driving up in the mountains today, I was up in the mountains driving, and Spirit spoke to me and said, you should move to Kelowna. There's a spiritual home there waiting for you. It was so clear to me. So if you've had a hunch in the past, have any of you had a hunch, or what we may have called what am I looking for? An inspiration or an idea, or a coincidence. That's the word I'm looking for. Have you ever landed in something where you felt like you were in a coincidence? That was somewhere along the line where you planted your intention to play. And now that coincidence, what you're calling coincidence, is your intention that is beginning to manifest and align. And it happens in community. It happens in family. It happens at work. It happens in all the areas of your life, in health, in prosperity, in creative expression. It happens in your spiritual relationship with spirit. And when it happens, as I said, you begin to notice those coincidences that take place and provide other opportunities for that reality of your intent to come into play. And if we act upon it, because Ernest Holmes says, we must treat and move our feet. If we act upon it in a more strong, coherent impression, the more we elaborate on that intent, the more it unfolds. Reverend Gwen said, it would be amazing for you to recognize the connection and the manifestation that her and Lamech and Nancy have been making for perfect. Oh my gosh, did they just bump off? And I just talked about their connection. That is spectacular. That's spirit in action, because spirit's got a sense of humor too. Oh my gosh, I love this moment. Watch them come back. Watch them come back, and we get to express how there is never that gap. That gap is always filled. Oh, yes, Fred. Yes, it's always filled. Oh my gosh. So the more there they are. They're back. In the literal moment, Gwen, I was talking about how powerful the three of you were manifesting in your connection. And Spirit says, I'm going to show you my sense of humor. That's what it did. And you're boom, in that split second. So we are all connected. Spirit is in this moment right here, right now, making such a high impact on our imprint as we go along the way. So let's get into those 3 steps that I was telling you about. I love this. There is no need for forced positivity. We're always like, be positive, see it and you can be it. And life is so good, but there's struggles too, right? There's real life struggles where it's hard for you to think, how can I be positive in this moment? I just can't be. So for these 3 steps, there's no need for contrived positivity. It's the idea of this step, and you can write it down or think about it, and I'll go over it with you. You can reach out to me after and call me, is to transcend the mind, to go beyond the mind entirely and penetrate and permeate directly into the realms of that pure awareness, that formless substance that I call God, that is the underlying pin of all reality. So that means we must be willing to tap in to the highest God self, our highest God self. And it's not outside of you. It is as you, it is through you, it is for you. It is God moving, flowing, breathing, and having its beingness represented as you, as each of you. So first step, translate your intent into a visual imagery. Imagination is powerful. Imagination leads to manifestation. This means that you're going to literally, visually create a scenario of what your intent, what your goals are, your dreams. Patrick raised his hand. He's got dreams. What they are from your first person perspective. What would that look like for you? And just start by painting that picture to explain what you want. What would that look like through your eyes? Now, bear in mind that you can only create an image of what your fulfilled intent would be like. In other words, don't include anything of how you would go about creating it or how it would come to you. Don't get out of the business of how or why. Yours is to know. That's God's job. Don't get stuck in the hows and the why. Stay focused on the intent. Just paint that picture right through to the end result. When I was coming here, when I left provinces and drove 1,000 kilometers away with my kids by myself, with my cats and a fridge that was loaded full of food because I couldn't afford to leave what was behind, I had to take it with me. I was focused on what I wanted. For 1 second, I didn't waver. And they were longing for me, as I said, as much as I was longing for them. So paint that picture. In this teaching, we often use the word embodiment or outpicturing. What is it for you? Now, that next step, we've got to add energy, charge. We've got to charge that symbolic energy. As humans, we put a lot of value on things and we attach emotion to them. So what's your reason of intent? And that reason has to do with your emotional charge that it carries for you and the feelings that you would give it once it's there, acting as though it has already happened, feeling the energy of your body transforming into health and perfect goodness, picturing and imagining your perfect and right partner, your life partner, seeing your business successful, see people handing money over to you, feel yourself running through the fields with energy and love. What is it for you? But put that feeling energy behind it. Once your intention manifests, you've got to have that emotional quality to it. And that is the feeling. So you ask yourself, what is that feeling for me? What is it? Is it freedom? Is it respect? Is it accomplishment? A sense of belonging or joy, grace, success, comfort, love, vibrancy? The list goes on. What is your God quality that you want that feeling to be for you? And there's no right or wrong here. Just think of an emotion that you want to associate with your intent. When I came to Kelowna, I had discovered through Reverend Connie and my teaching with her, this is going to make me cry, that my life was to be one of service. I knew it clearly, succinctly, and I knew that I wanted to hang out and play with like-minded people to share in the joy of God. Then, once you've put that energy behind it, and it was so clear to me that to this day, over 20 years ago, I still have that emotional charge because I know what is mine to do. So then you put that energy into it, you feel it, and you let it go. And here's the way that you can easily capture that quality. Just like life itself, it often communicates with you, as I said, through symbolic imagery. You can also use symbolic imagery to communicate in the opposite direction. So we have to be careful not to draw in that negative, okay? So once you've nailed down that emotional quality of your intent, find a symbol that captures it for you. Now that symbol is going to become the vessel for communicating the quality that's at the heart of your intent. Do you understand? So you ask yourself, what would be an appropriate symbol that captures the emotional quality of my intent? Does that make sense to you? And here's what I want to encourage you to do. Be receptive to whatever pops into your mind. There's no right or wrong. There's just right or left. There's no right or wrong, just right or left. It could be a song. It could be an affirmation. It could be a picture. It could be a work of art. It could be a memory. It could be real, fictional, or mythical. It could be a person. It could be like as simple as a stone or a brooch. Pick that thing. And what comes up for you first is usually the best for you. And if there's more, that's fantastic too. Pick the thing though that stirs up the most feeling. That's what we're after, is that feeling, and immerse yourself in it and find the pictures of it and take the object with you and listen to the music and hum the song. And every time you bring it into your awareness, you're automatically impressing your intent. And the more you do it, the more it becomes an integrated part of your beingness, which makes that impression a constant. It makes it an always. And that moves us to the last step. The third step, which is my favorite step. And if you spent any time with me, you know that I call it my religion. This step is amplifying the charge. You've heard it before. It's part of our treatment. It's part of the formula. And to some, it might sound cliche, but to me, it is so real, and it brings peace, and it brings more of what I'm longing for. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Do you know what it is? Gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Sincere gratitude, not fake or made up. I'm talking powerful, emotionally charged, that brings you to tears. To add it to that mixture and stir it all up and make that pot of beautiful soup, pumpkin, make it beautiful and make it tasty. And first, you got to feel that gratitude. But you can put gratitude as part of step one by actively imagining your intent as if it's already being fulfilled, and be grateful for that. And for the second step, you can keep a gratitude journal every night. Write down before you go to sleep. I write down at least 5, but don't limit it to 5 things that I am grateful for throughout the day. And let me tell you, Reverend Gwen is always at the top of that, and so are you. No matter how big or small, you're going to be surprised how fast your journal gets filled. I actually have a huge wooden vase that stands about 2 feet tall and about 10 inches wide. And it was made for me because it's shaped like me. And I take this every day. I put in my gratitude journal. And when I'm feeling sad or blue or lost or lonely, I reach deep in that journal. I reach it out and I read what I was grateful for. And I put a date on it, actually. And it goes back 10 years. And things that are people that aren't even in my life anymore, because they've moved on, I've moved on, but I still have gratitude for them. It's incredible. If you do this for 30 days consecutive, I guarantee that you're going to see your life will change incredibly over that 30 days. Now, the key, remember, is to make that feeling sincere and consistent. Treat and move your feet. So it's not just some short-lived idea. Got it? Now, here's my final thoughts. Once you get going in this active habit, let's call it habit, now it's up to life. universe, God, Jesus, Buddha, Baha'u'llah, call it whatever you mean, but whatever you call it, know that it is the power that is orchestrating the means of fulfillment for expression of your intent in actual form, and of course, for you to act upon the inspirations and the opportunities that arise as a result. So the next immediate thing that I'm going to challenge you to do is to simply relax. Let go. Go about your daily business. Keep your focus on your symbol, remembering that your symbol is just that. It's just your reminder to engage your mind to bring about your dreams and your desires. It's not outside, something outside of you. It is you. It's spirit acting as you, through you, and trusting and remembering that there's something going on behind the scenes. Even as we sleep tonight, our Kenya family lays their head down to rest. Even as we start our day, our North American family, whether you know it or not, spirit is having its way with you, and all of the thoughts that you have laid into foundation throughout the day, it's going to say yes, 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 yes. Yes, you can have that. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can. Be mindful of your thinking, because if we change it, it's not just one thought or all thoughts. It works, or some thoughts. It works by default. It's all thoughts. It's all thoughts. Everything we impress into our mind. So if we're negative, if we put our deepest fears into it, those deepest fears will continue to manifest. But if we put our biggest and deepest dreams out into it, stay receptive to the opportunities, the coincidences, the intuitive hunches that reveal that next concrete step that will bring you to your dream and that intent, that's when you're going to see the goodness. Now, I want you to know, I ain't never going to stop sharing about this. You're going to hear this from me as long as we're in relationship together, because the vision of Reverend Connie Phelps and what she had for Kenya is now being answered by the call by each of us. And it's living proof as Reverend Gwen is there with you, as I will come in March, as we will all be there with you at the conference in 2024. So for now, your job is to just keep the ball moving and the energies moving, and really know that you've got this. Set your intention, put the energy behind it, go to bed and let it unfold. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. I value you. And I'm really excited for you to write me and tell me how your dreams and your goals have outpictured. Any questions, any thoughts, any sharing?
Thank you, my sister Barbara, Reverend Barbara. That was beautiful. Thank you. And it's true. It's true. I do want to share the manifestation we had yesterday with the three of us. We had booked an Airbnb in Kisii County, and we couldn't find it. And we phoned the guy. We stopped, asked for directions. We went further and further away from Kisii town, and we went up these roads, and nobody could help us really. Even the guy who owns the Airbnb couldn't be specific enough that got us to the place. Finally, we said, that's it. We turned around. We came back into town. But what I didn't know until we were driving back was that while Nancy and I were in the Quick Mart before we even headed out of town, Lamech was in the parking lot of Quick Mart, and this man drove by and said, "Here, tell him the story." Tell him the story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually fascinating how that happened.
Mhm.
I was actually at the parking. Somebody comes and is like, have these leaflets. You may like to stay here. And I'm like, okay, as we have already booked our place, but he kept on insisting. And I said, okay, fine, let me have the number. So I had the number. Here we are going, and it's really happened that we are here. The place is so beautiful, and it's
Brand
really
new.
brand new. It's just amazing, amazing.
And it was more close to the center of town. We were
Yeah.
way more convenient to be here.
Yeah, central place, whenever we want to go, we can just move and it's easy, it's flowing nicely, and we love it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
what a beautiful story, a manifestation. I love it. That's God in action, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
For the highest and best good. Does anybody else have anything, any comments, questions, sharing?
Come on, you've all experienced something that you've treated for and experienced the manifestation. This is a good time to share it.
Well, that's okay. I think that if we sing a song, it might bring about some thoughts, because I know that God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. So let's share this, shall we? I'm going to sing and you can jump in if you know it. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Sing about joy, Gwen.
Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace, bring it down. Peace is my source. Go, Gwen.
Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. He gives me everything I need.
God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Oh, well, we're going to, I want to give Michelle a moment to chat about something she wanted to chat about. We're going to do the affirmation still. And if you desire prayer or spiritual mind treatment, please put your hand up and we'll put you in a room with a practitioner. I just want to continue to bless Reverend Gwen on her journey and thank each and every one of you for opening that beautiful sacred home space. She has shared with me all of the love that she has received from each of you, and it warms my soul. And I'm happily jealous and excited at the same time that I will be joining you in March. And maybe we can talk Reverend Gwen into coming back. I'm just saying.
Maybe I won't leave.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Michelle.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that our next visioning is next Friday. So it's the same room, same time, and it'll be our
As
second
Froggy Friday.
session.
As Froggy Friday.
Right. And then Nancy, you get the next one after that. So if you would like to vision for your life, come on and join us, or we can vision CSL Kenya 2023.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Is perfect based on the talk that I just gave. Setting our intent and impressing it. Perfect timing. There have been so much beautiful, beautiful love that has been shared here today. We're going to do an affirmation. Our affirmations, I will say them, you will unplug and you'll repeat after us. And then Agnes or Paul, I'm not sure who's going to do our benediction. I've got notice that it could be anybody. I know that the perfect person will be that person that's doing it. So unplug everyone. Oh, Gwen,
Hang
your
on,
hands up.
Yeah, I just want to give you a shout out. On November 6th, which is not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, I'm holding a grief circle at the office in Karen at 2 p.m. So November 6th, 2 p.m. It's a Sunday afternoon. Please come if you have a heavy heart from a loss. And it doesn't matter how long ago. If it's unresolved and it's causing you grief, pain, just not able to move forward, whatever, we will be there for you in a grief circle, and it'll be a wonderful moving moment. Bring a journal and bring something that reminds you of that person. So it could be a picture, it could be a object, and if you have more than one person that's affecting you grief-wise, bring one for each. Bring a memento of each one. Okay, so come on out. Don't miss this opportunity, because grief can be way heavy on you, and it's not healthy to keep it inside. And so we'll, in a supportive circle, we will help you through that.
That's powerful, Gwen. Thank you for offering that. Okay. Let us move into our unplugging ourselves. I will say the line of affirmation and you will repeat it after me. So unmute everyone. I'm waiting for you to unmute. Unmute, Lucia, Patrick, Michelle, unmute, and repeat after me. Today is the future I created yesterday.
Today is the future I created yesterday.
I look within to find my treasures.
I look within to find my treasures.
All that I seek is already within me.
All that
I see is already within me.
Every decision I make is the perfect one for me.
Every
Decision I make is the perfect one for me.
Oh, go and shine the love and light that you are. Share your joy. Write down your intent. Solidify it with gratitude. Know it and share it with me, please. I want to know. If you are requiring spiritual mind treatment, please put your hand up and Michelle will put you in a room. I love you. I value you. I appreciate you. I treasure our time together. Blessings, abundant blessings, everyone. I miss you, Gwen.
I miss you. Who needs
funny how-
treatment?
very
Put your
much.
hand up. This is a golden opportunity. And then we're going to have somebody do a benediction.
Oh,
It's
Paul.
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
benediction, yes. So as we come to the end of this wonderful service, I'm really grateful for the outpouring of spirit and for the expansion of consciousness and for this learning. And I know until we meet again that we are all guarded and guided. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank
So
you,
it is.
brother.
Oh, all these faces I saw last week.